How to include a conflict of interest policy in nonprofit bylaws. Are you wondering how to include a conflict of interest policy in your nonprofit bylaws? This is an important step for any organization. A conflict of interest policy helps ensure that board members, officers, and key employees act in the best interest of the nonprofit. It prevents personal interests from influencing decisions. Let's break down how to effectively incorporate this policy into your bylaws. First, it is essential to define what a conflict of interest means in your nonprofit context. This typically involves situations where a board member or officer has a personal, financial, or professional interest that could affect their impartiality. Clearly stating this definition in your bylaws sets the foundation for your policy. Next, your bylaws should requiring all relevant individuals to disclose any actual or potential conflicts. This disclosure should happen as soon as conflicts arise or at least once a year. You can achieve this by implementing signed disclosure forms that are kept on file for documentation. Now, let's talk about the procedures for managing conflicts. Your bylaws should specify how disclosures are made and documented. It is also important to outline how conflicts will be handled during board meetings. For example, you might requiring conflicted members to abstain from voting or even leave the room during discussions related to the conflict. Additionally, your bylaws should explain how the board will review and decide on conflicts. This process is vital for ensuring transparency and fairness in decision-making. It is important to state that your nonprofit is committed to acting in its best interest. This commitment helps prevent any private benefit or improper influence. Including language that aligns with Internal Revenue Service requirements and state laws is also essential. This alignment helps maintain compliance and protects your nonprofit's tax-exempt status. Practical steps for including a conflict of interest policy in your bylaws include drafting a policy document. This document should cover definitions, disclosure requirements, management procedures, and consequences for violations. You should also include a clause in your bylaws that mandates the adoption and regular review of this policy by the board. Requiring all board members and key staff to sign a conflict of interest disclosure annually is another important step. Establishing a routine for the board to discuss and update the policy as needed ensures that it remains relevant. By embedding a conflict of interest policy in your bylaws, you formalize your commitment to ethical governance. This practice reduces legal risks and promotes trust among donors, beneficiaries, and the public. It also ensures that your organization meets Internal Revenue Service expectations and state regulations, safeguarding its mission and tax-exempt status.